Hello, I'm Mark Linden with BaseballPositive.com, the website for teaching youth baseball and softball, information for parents, coaches, and league leaders. What we're going to talk about right now is batting practice, specifically pitching batting practice. When we run batting practice, the first and foremost thing, the most important thing that we can do, what we need to do, is to deliver hittable pitches at a very high percentage. We've all been around batting practices, whether it was us as a player or us as coaches. The pitching coach, the batting practice pitcher is struggling throwing strikes, and they start getting antsy. Come on, swing the bat. We got to keep this thing moving. And we're losing the whole point of batting practices. For them to improve their swing, the way kids or any player improves their swing is getting good pitches to hit. The responsibility is on us or on the person doing the pitching to be schooled and have some ability to throw balls consistently. Some might say, hey, look, I'm just mom, dad. I got volunteered into doing this. I'm not so sure about my ability, and at least I'm out here making things work for the kids. Anybody can learn this. That's the point of this video, is to show you. Now, I'm not standing back on the pitching rubber. I'm about 30 feet from home plate. We're going to pitch from here. If you're to look at a college or a professional batting practice, they don't pitch from the mound. They set up their screen, their pitching area about 2/3 of the way from home plate, and they just throw darts to the batters. It's not about throwing 100 miles an hour. It's about throwing consistently good pitches to hit. So let's first talk about kids age 9 and below. We're going to get down on a knee. We can't be standing up here. Some of you guys, gals, are 6'4". If you're pitching down to a 4-foot tall kid, it ain't real. We got to get down on a knee and deliver a ball from their level. We're throwing 30 feet. We can get the ball to them accurately from this level. The key now in delivering the ball is not your arm. It's the legs. When we throw, we're going to use a rocking motion, incorporating the power of our legs to get the ball going. We're rocking in a straight line towards home plate, which is going to get our accuracy going. Okay, so it's very, very important to understand that the legs are a major part of delivering the pitch. Next, we're not going to make a big circle with our arm. A lot of movement creates a lot of room for error, a lot of room for mistakes. When we pitch batting practice from 30 feet off a knee, we're going to get our elbow out in front, and we're going to throw like we're throwing a dart. We're going to leave our elbow in place. We might let it raise up a little bit when we bring our arm back and bring the ball back. But we're just going to use a dart action. So now I'm going to demonstrate it. You'll notice I'm going to rock back. As I bring my arm back, I'm going to push with my legs to create power, and it's really the wrist, the extension elbow to wrist, that's all the arm's going to really be doing. And finally, the wrist action is critical for your accuracy. We'll touch on that here in a moment. I'll throw a couple of pitches. And notice when I throw, at the end of the throw, we don't keep our body in place and snap our arm down. We're rocking back, we're going forward, snapping that wrist, and we're going to allow our momentum to continue towards our target. That's going to give us a lot greater accuracy. We'll throw two more. Back, straight, and follow through with your body. Okay? All right, next, let's talk about throwing to older kids. They can hit the ball a little harder. With the 9, 8, 7s, we're going to be safe from 30 feet from getting crushed by a line drive. We get some older kids, we're going to get a screen up. I've got the top of an L screen. You may have seen at the high school or the college practices, they've got that big screen, sticks out there, one side comes up, it's the shape of an L. Coach stands behind it looking really cool, throwing pitches. Problem with an L screen is it picks off a lot of the balls. To run a great batting practice, which is another video, we want as many balls as possible that are hit to get past the screen and get out there into the infield so the infielders can work on their fielding, playing balls off the bat. So I've got a screen here. Again, I just grabbed the L screen here at the ballpark. I've got some portable screens. I bought them at Home Depot. They're actually garden gates or garden decorations. They're about the same size of this, a little rounded, have some pretty little flowers and stuff in them. Okay, it's about this size. So I'm behind the screen getting ready to pitch. My head is exposed. Boom, line drive off the nose. But remember, after we deliver, we let our momentum go forward. We deliver the ball and we just squat downward behind the screen. We're safe. We can grab another ball, pitch, and I can look through there and watch the batter if I want to give any basic instruction. Okay, let me grab a couple balls. We'll do this again. Now we're pitching to 10, 11, 12-year-olds. Again, we're not pitching from back at the rubber. We've all seen it. We've all been there. Back there, coach those. Ball 16, ball 17, ball 18. Everyone's standing around, dying, falling asleep, thinking about lacrosse, soccer, or something other than baseball. I believe that this is where we lose kids, is batting practice. One kid up there, coach throwing a bunch of terrible pitches, and 11 kids out there bored to snot. Excuse my language. All right, so I'm behind the screen throwing to my big 5'10", 12-year-old. I'm gonna rock back. I'm gonna use the dart action with the elbow and the wrist, follow through, and duck behind the screen. We're almost pushing the ball with our arm, but at the end, we're getting a wrist snap like you're shooting a basketball, and that's going to get you your accuracy. That's going to take the energy from the legs and put it through the ball with the wrist snap. Okay, so we've demonstrated the action of throwing, talked about that. Now let's do the icing on the cake. Let's talk about grip. We want to use what is called a four-seam grip. We've heard that on TV, radio commentators talking about guys 100-mile-an-hour four-seam fastballs. If you look at the baseball, you've got the seams winding around the ball. You've got the seams are skinny there, then they go into a horseshoe type of a shape, looks like a letter C. Seams wide apart. We want to get our fingers across those wide seams, and we're going to hook our fingers on that top seam. Then we want to get our thumb balanced underneath the ball, out in our fingertips, not jammed back in our hand. Okay? Across the C, the horseshoe, thumb underneath like 6 o'clock on a clock, and that's our grip. Now when we throw, we're going to snap that wrist at the end. We're rocking back, we're forward, we're snapping that wrist. As the ball comes off the wrist, we're snapping down. If you've played basketball, it's like shooting a jump shot. We're going to snap down. We want to get 12 to 6 rotation, that ball spinning back. You got all these seams lined up, parallel. That's going to keep the ball truer and straighter. Last thing, I didn't mention this when we were doing the pitching, shoot about shoulder or chin high. Shoot about shoulder or chin high. The ball, as it's coming in, it'll loop down into that waist level area where we want to get those kids. We want to get the ball about belt high. Everyone's a little different. I shoot for shoulder. You might want to shoot eye level, bill of the cap, depending on the age of the kids. There's going to be a little bit of an arc naturally, but we don't want too much of an arc. We want to be as true and as straight as we can, be firm. We don't want too much of a loop because this is harder to hit than this.